the Synthetic Electron 3D channel. You know those inkjet printers that cost about twice as much as one of their replacement cartridges cost? Not long ago, I was about ready to dropkick mine because the cartridges always seem to be empty. It's almost like they subtract ink from the cartridge for every month you've had it installed, regardless of how much you've actually printed during that time. So it was costing a lot for very little value. After I took a few moments to regulate my emotional state, I decided that I wasn't going to dropkick the printer, but instead I was going to take it apart, because it turns out there's a lot of interesting and useful components inside of one of these printers. But this isn't an inkjet printer channel, although the parts did enable me to add this nifty gantry cam to the Centauri Carbon 1. A bit later we'll get back to why it was important that I took that printer apart, but first let's talk about why we might want to have a camera on the gantry, as you can see here. When I refer to a gantry cam, I'm talking about a camera facing towards the tool head along the x-axis of the printer. One reason is simply curiosity. I think many of us probably like to watch the print materialize, and you really need to be pretty close to the printer in order to get a good view of it, unless you have a gantry cam like this. But it's much more useful for error detection, especially early warp detection, spaghetti, blobs, etc. A camera with this perspective has an advantage over a more traditional top-down tool head camera because it sees the side of the print in contrast to the flat bed. This makes early warp detection a lot easier from both a manual and automated perspective. One thing I want to make clear is that this is not a finished turnkey solution. This is a proof of concept, and there's room for a lot of improvement. Now, I have plenty of ideas on that front, but we'll get to that a bit later in the video. For now, let's dive into the technical details and find out how I actually did this. Back to that inkjet printer for a moment. The key component from that printer was a ribbon cable. Yes, it's simple, but it's not something that you might commonly have in your spare parts drawer. At least most people probably don't. Above the bearing carriage on the right hand side of the printer is a shallow channel. I used this channel to allow the cable to slide out of the way as the gantry moves. If I'm not mistaken, newer Centauri Carbon ones, as well as some older ones that Elegoo shipped replacement lights for, may have a light occupying that space, which would need to be removed before making this mod. I even had to disable the under tool head light because the glare coming off the bed was just too strong for the camera. In addition to the cable from the printer, I reused some wire loom from a PC power supply to protect the ribbon cable and allow it to slide more easily up into the channel. But I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here, because before that I had to solder on some JST-ZH SMT connectors to the ribbon cable to make connections easier. I found that the cable wasn't really usable unless I wrapped a little bit of aluminum foil around the connector ends for shielding. And then to secure that on, I used heat shrink tubing with heat activated glue. Then I ran that finished cable through the PTFE tube hole and through the right hand corner right in front of the stepper motor into the channel. Ran it halfway down the channel and then secured it with tape so it wouldn't slide down. I also secured the wire loom at this halfway point because that's the only part that actually exits the channel as the gantry moves. Then I looped the cable down, including the wire loom, to the bearing carriage and removed the plate on the bottom. Then sandwiched the cable and the wire loom in between the plate and the bearing carriage, such that the ribbon cable and the loom form an arc up to the channel above. I also had to remove the part that the tool head pushes against to cut the filament. I don't see this as a huge issue because I'm going to design a replacement part that guides the cable into the channel away from the belt, as well as replaces the cutter bump stop. This is essentially a vertically oriented version of the cable chain for the tool head. I also designed a mount for a UVC USB 4K camera, ostensibly based on the Sony IMX179 image sensor. I fried the first one that I got. I was trying to replace the connector. I just couldn't get the solder to melt right, not even with flux. I may include some footage of me doing that, but I will exclude all the expletives that followed, due to the fact that this camera has autofocus that the firmware can't control, and that the firmware artificially limits the resolution of the camera. It would be a waste of this camera to simply use it as a replacement for the OEM camera. The gantry cam would be better used to augment the OEM camera connected to a PC or a microcontroller unit. In this configuration, the higher resolution may be used for enhanced viewing or error detection. Speaking of error detection, let's take a look at what happened when I forgot to change my filament profile from PLA to PETG, and then proceeded to try to print this mount. One of those facepalm moments for sure, but it turned out to be a great demonstration of why this camera orientation or perspective is particularly useful. Notice how you can see warping happen almost immediately, as well as when the Z coordinate looks like it might be off a little bit. In addition, it's useful to see how bridging is performing depending on how your print is oriented. Doesn't this transparent PETG almost look like printing ice? For me, I think this new camera perspective is going to result in a deeper understanding of 3D printing. It offers a perspective that I didn't even have with my eyes, really. Admittedly, this isn't exactly a beginner project, but it doesn't actually require any permanent changes to your printer, so it's relatively low risk. There are still a few issues that need to be resolved with this. The area up near the bump stop for the filament cutter needs to have a guide that kind of guides the cable away from the belt. There is some minor rubbing on the belt occasionally when the tool head is all the way forward. Also, with the particular camera that I'm using, autofocus can be annoying. It may be better to use a fixed focus camera. I just have to manually set the focus every time my settings are changed. The last glaring thing that I can think of is retaining the ribbon cable up in the channel above. Tape isn't really a good long-term solution, so I'm looking for something on that front. I know there are some viewers out there who would dive right into something like this, so if you do, comment, let us know how it went, and if you found any solutions to the problems I mentioned or made any improvements to the process. One final note is that although I forgot to weigh them, this camera and mount setup is fairly lightweight, only a few grams. It does change the weight distribution in your kinematic system. So be sure to run input shaping again to compensate for any of the changes in weight. Let me know in the comments if this is a mod that you'd be willing to try. And if not, why not? What's holding you back? I look forward to hearing from you. If nothing else, I hope you took away the fact that if you're a maker of the more technical persuasion, don't throw that paperweight of an inkjet printer out just yet. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Just a few of the items include stepper motors, optical sensors, belts, gears, and if it's Energy Star rated, the power supplies are actually pretty good quality. Due to the fact that many of the materials used in this project were scavenged, I can't provide an exact bill of materials to what I used, but I will source comparable components and include that in the description in addition to a link to the camera mount model on printables. Depending on feedback, I may further develop this mod to make it more robust and easier to install. Again, let me know in the comments what you think. Well, that about wraps this up, but if you found this video useful or interesting, consider hitting that like button. And if you'd like to see future videos similar to this one, then be sure to subscribe and enable notifications so you don't miss them. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.